Hi, my name is Lloyd Gross. I'm an online learning specialist here at Genesee Community College. I'm also an adjunct instructor. Normally, I teach fashion industry technologies, which is a surprisingly technological course. It's all designed around using 3D CAD modeling systems to create virtual avatars with virtual clothing and accessories, which is pretty cool stuff. That's what I normally teach. I am taking over CIS208 database from Tim Hines, who is out on emergency leave this semester. So the bad news is I wasn't expecting to teach this class. But the good news is that I have taught before many times, and that I have spent over 2 decades working between Microsoft Access and doing MySQL applications for manufacturing businesses, and also on the early days of the internet developing PHP MySQL websites. So if all that means alphabet soup to you, the bottom line is that I spent a very large portion of my career working with SQL. And it may be a hot minute since I've done some of the heavier programming, but I still do use SQL from time to time in my daily job. So we'll get there and we'll work it out together and I will remember it. I'm sticking with the book that Tim has picked and I'm reading it along with you. Well, I'm reading it ahead of you, I hope. Um, and I would like you to take a look at that book. In that book, each of the units talks about a specific aspect of database. And then at the end of the unit, there is an assignment. And if you choose correctly, there's a short version of the assignment and a long version of the assignment. It's the same assignment, but the long version will literally walk you step by step through the process. It'll literally take your hand and walk you through that process. And so if you would like to do that way, you're more than welcome to do that. And you can do the exercises that are in the book. And in addition to the exercises that are in the book, you are asked to do a couple of personal projects throughout the semester. So right off the bat, I'd like you to start thinking about what you would like to do for your personal database projects. Could be something at work, could be something at home, could be a hobby, something your friends want to do. Just start thinking about something that matters to you. And I'm a big fan of having the students work on things that matter to them. So if we come up with an exercise in the book and you would rather do a personal project that matches that same activity, talk to me about it. We can probably make that work. I would rather have you walk away from this class with something that is useful to you. Okay? There are no exams in the class. It's all project-based. You're going to be submitting your projects. I do want to talk a little bit about AI. I've been a programmer for a very long time. My husband is still a programmer. And neither of us use AI to generate our code. We will use it from time to time to be helpful. I'll use it quite frequently here at the college. We have a very large Oracle database. And I will ask ChatGPT from time to time, hey, student IDs can be found in what table of this database? And it'll come back and very frequently give me the correct table. But when I ask it to generate code, it does not generate useful code. It just doesn't. AI is not there. It's not where it needs to be. At some point, I would imagine programmers will start using it as a tool. And maybe we can use it as a tool in this class, but that's what it needs to be. It needs to be a tool. It needs to not be the thing that creates your homework for you. And so if we find that you are asking ChatGPT to generate your code and then submitting what it puts out without verifying, without looking at it, without tweaking it, without documenting it, without understanding it, that's not a good thing in this class. You leave the plagiarism statements for that. I do want to talk about structure of the class. This is an asynchronous class. There are weekly deadlines. You need to meet those deadlines. If you cannot meet those deadlines, you need to contact me as soon as possible. We'll see what we can do about that. We're not going to be changing deadlines for you week after week after week. Okay. When I teach a class, now I'm teaching Tim's class, but when I teach a class on my own, I typically give you one late assignment per semester. To kind of count on that bit of leeway from you. Tim's guidelines say no leeway per semester. I'll usually give you a one. Okay, choose it wisely. I want to talk about how you would contact me. Okay, in an asynchronous class like this, it's very important that you reach out and ask questions. Don't beat your head against the wall if you're stuck on something. Really, don't. Um, Programming is not a competition sport. It is a team sport. And when you get into the real world, in real world programming, you're going to find that you're typically going to be on a coding team. You're going to be working with other people. And you're going to be asking them questions. You're going to be bouncing things off of them and using them as sounding boards for your ideas. Let's do that. Let's do that in this class. You will find in the Brightspace class that there is a forum or a discussion topic with your name on it. Okay, it says contact your instructor in your name. You are the only person who can see that. You and me. That's it. We have our own private discussion board, just the two of us. If you have questions, float them in there. My email inbox is crazy. I have a day job here at GCC. I have multiple classes that I'm teaching. It is so hard for me to pick the student emails out of that inbox and respond to them in a timely fashion. The best way to get a hold of me is going to be to go into that discussion board and post, and I will get a notification. Okay? So please do that. We're going to talk about software licenses. So we're going to be primarily using Microsoft Access. We will use MySQL for a little bit of the course, so you'll be doing some hand coding SQL. But a lot of it's going to be Microsoft Access. The college is going to provide you with a Microsoft A5 license, which will give you Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and yes, Microsoft Access. So you will have a license for those things for as long as you are a student here at GCC. You do have to download and install those on your personal computer. You do have to have a computer that will run that software. If you don't have a computer that will run that software, you need to contact me as quickly as possible. We do have a laptop loaner program, but we have a limited number of laptops, and when they're gone, they're gone. So contact me as quickly as possible if your computer will not run Microsoft Access, and we'll try and get you one that can. But you must have that access to some kind of computer that will run the software in order to do the course. I mean, it is the way that it is. Okay. So all of that said, I don't know exactly what kind of experience that we'll have this semester, but I guarantee you it will not be boring. We will have some fun. We will do some really interesting things with database. I will make it as interesting and lively and fun for you as I possibly can while taking over someone else's class. And I hope that you enjoy yourself this semester, and then I hope that you learn something from this semester. Okay, so I look forward to seeing you in class.